What's up, everybody? Welcome to episode 8 of the No Pressure Podcast. I'm your co-host, Tej McCray. Here with me, as always, is my brother Booby Lee, a.k.a. Miles Leathers, a.k.a. Brevard's Finest. By Brevard's Finest, I mean because he, got hella accolades. But, this ain't about him. He's a very humble guy, but we're going to get right into it. So first and foremost, to those who celebrate, man, happy Easter. You know what I'm saying? I spent a lot of time with my family today. I enjoyed it. Got to see my family in Charlotte. Church was smooth. My wife and kids was looking good, man. So, Coach, how was your Easter?
It was good, man. It was good. Thanks for asking. Church was great. Really got my spirit right. Went back to my mother-in-law's house, and saw my nieces and my kids playing together. That was really cool. It was just a really good day, man. A lot of love. It's always good when, family get together and just pretty much just have a beautiful day, So good food, good vibes, good energy. Like I said, church was really good. So I can't complain, man. It was a great day.
That's what's up, bro. I see you. We twinning right now, man. Both got the white on, feeling godly. No Dage Loaf, but yours might be great. But I can't really tell, man. But real spliff.
Yeah. Man. Real clean. Fear of God on me, man. On this Easter Sunday.
No rest in peace, Virgil. Rest in peace, Virgil, man. Fear of God ain't even Virgil, bro. Fear of God is I'm tweaking, bro. What's my boy? I can't even think of his name.
Who, for real?
Nah. Damn, bro. I don't even know. I can't even think of bro's name, bro. Or is Fear of God Virgil?
Man, no, I don't think it is.
Virgil is off white. Virgil is off white. Virgil's off white. Lorenzo.
I ain't necessarily
Lorenzo. That's his last name. Yeah, Lorenzo.
I ain't necessarily into the name brands, man. My wife got this for me. Shout out my wife. And matter of fact, in church today, I broke out the Sambas. Shout out to my wife again. Got me a pair of Sambas for my birthday. If you don't know what Sambas are, man, tap in.
But I'm like, bro. I mean, that's why Jerry Lorenzo, that's his name. But yeah, bro, like I'm not really into it either, bro. I'm more so about really coziness at this point, bro. Like when I go to work, sweats every day, like my little Warren County sweats. I'm all about like wintertime, hoodies, baggy stuff, bro. Like I'm just chilling in like designer shit. I mean, I like local shit. Got on my Motion here today. I sported some Motion earlier. Shout out to my boy Maceo again, man. He dropped a crazy line. Got the Motion shirt, Motion shorts to match. So yeah, if you making something local and I like it, I'm gonna copy it. Simple as that.
Shout out Maceo, man. You don't gotta wear suit and tie no more.
I mean, you never really did. We just did that. I guess we was just trying to, but that was never really required. I really don't know if it was required or not. But like, ain't nobody ever told me nothing. I ain't about to ask if it's cool. But I mean, I done seen all the top officials come across the school. They done seen what I wear. They leave me alone. They leave, Coach VJ alone, Coach Phil alone. It's pretty. As long as you ain't not tripping, wearing nothing crazy. I'm wearing Warren County gear. It's just Warren County sweats and maybe like a polo or my Warren County hoodie or something like that.
Okay, well, yeah, you prestigious. My bad.
Prestigious, but nah, man. So before we had started recording, man, me and Coach was talking about like he told me he drunk an energy drink today, man. I told him to stop drinking them shits. So like, Coach, tell the folks, man, what got you into these energy drinks? Because as long as I've known you, you ain't never had no damn energy drink. You wasn't no energy drinker. I don't drink energy drinks. I don't drink coffee. My wife drank coffee. My mama drank coffee. Mariah, Miles' wife, drinks coffee, but he said it ain't his thing. He an energy drink guy. So I just want to know why.
No. You're right. Like as long as you know me, I ain't never drank energy drinks. It's never really been my thing. I didn't really tap into them until my second son. think my second son. Once my second son was born, I think that's when I started kind of getting into him. And I mean, we had 6 a.m. practices at Wingate too, so I would damn near need them, honestly, just to get through the
Placebo.
day. So nah, not even. Like they really work. They really work. If you ever, I ain't gonna tell you to get into them. I would never advise anybody to get into them, but I mean, if you drink one, you're gonna be right for the rest of the day. I promise you. I
So let
promise you.
me ask you
I
this.
only drink
Like I said,
Celsius though. I don't really tap into the other ones.
thank God. So what when I say placebo, like how you know, like I could give you something. I'm like, bro, this gonna give you a whole bunch of energy, and then you mentally think like, it's not a placebo. You really feel that shit going through your body, like you goddamn hulking up type shit.
Bro. I used to be the same way. Like I used to have the same thought process. Like, yeah, this don't really work, man. This is fake. Like everybody just telling themselves that they hyped up on energy, but they actually work, bro. They actually work. Like I've drank Celsius, I guess about 6 months now, and I mean they work. They get me through the day. They give me energy. They give me that little kick up that I need. So yeah,
You
man,
drink one
they
every day.
solid in my book. I try not to drink them though. I try not to drink them. I try not to drink them. It ain't like I'm waking up saying I'm gonna drink one, but
Oh, okay.
I mean,
Okay.
whenever I need that little kick, you know. And honestly, bro, not even trying to like sound like a saint or nothing, but a lot of times I'm drinking them to make sure, especially after like, say our JV team has practice at 6 a.m. I'll drink a Celsius, and then our varsity team will have practice at 2 p.m. And then I have enough energy to get me through the day. So when I come home after practice, I still got energy for my kids. I still got energy for my family. I still got energy for my wife. So, I mean, it's not necessarily something I want to do. Is something that I feel like I ain't gonna say need to do, but it's good. I think it's a good investment for myself in terms of getting me through the day, still having energy once I come home after practice. Because obviously, practices can be long, they can be tiring.
Mm-hmm.
Shit, they can be draining. You know what
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying? So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, man. It's a come point in time where I can't let this shit drain me because I got to go home, be a father to my kid, be a husband to my wife. So
Yeah.
yeah, man, they work
All
out
right,
for me.
man.
But I will say this though. I don't advise y'all to drink energy drinks. Like it's not the wave. Find some natural energy. Whether that may be fruit, whatever you feel like is something that can help you. I would advise natural energy in opposed to drinking Celsius or any other of these energy drinks. They're not good for you, not at all.
Hey, man, you heard it from Booby first, man. But I ain't got no comeback, man. When you do the, what I'm saying, give me the energy to come home, be a husband, be a father, man. I can't knock that, coach. I ain't gonna give you no hard time, bro. I ain't gonna give you no hard time, man. I did want to ask you something though.
Well,
So
I mean, let
like
me ask you
growing
this
up,
though.
all right, go ahead.
Let me ask you this. So, I mean, obviously, energy drinks not your thing. How you getting through a long day? How you getting through a long day of waking up early in the morning, getting to school, teaching, having practice, coming home, being a husband, being a father? How you get through your long days?
I'm a napper, bro. Like I got third period planning, and my role honestly don't. I kind of take care of it where I can use my planning time to do whatever I need to do, whether it be hypothetically speaking, like if I got to get a haircut, excuse me, or set up something. But lately, bro, I've been using my third period for taking a nap, bro. Like, and that nap may be like an hour. So like, I'll go work out real quick. Give me a good little workout in. That'd be about 45 minutes. Then I go take a nap. I mean, that nap could be anywhere from 45 to an hour. And I'll be straight, bro. Like as long as I get that nap, because I mean, I go to bed at a decent time for the most part for my body anyway. I'm not gonna say it's decent time, but I try to be sleep by 11. Don't always work out that way. Really just depend on how the day go, how late the night is. So I feel like I get adequate sleep, but like once I go through like that second period, I kind of get that wave of like, damn, I'm a little bit tired. Third period come, give me a little nap, rejuvenate me for fourth period, and I'm really good for the rest of the day. Now if I don't get that nap, man, it just feels like the day just is forever. Because sometimes I do got to cover classes if we got teachers out and whatnot, so that can interfere with it. So it's no guarantee with that. And then sometimes, bro, I get boosted on adrenaline. Like during the season, it was easy to get through like the longer days if I didn't get a nap because I get an adrenaline boost, during practice. Also get that same adrenaline boost, when I come home, walk through the door and see the kids. So yeah, bro. But typically, I take me a nap, and it's crazy growing up in college. Like I ain't nap at all because I used to think like if I was going to sleep, I was going to sleep for longer than 2-3 hours. So at that point, I might as well just stay asleep. But like I know, like my wife can take a nap, 20 minutes, be good. Like she good. Like, but now I understand that like the body just needs a quick little reset, and that could be 20 minutes, 25 minutes, but it's enough. Mentally, I didn't think that to me that was a waste of time. But now I wholeheartedly understand it, bro. So that's what I'm on.
Yeah, my wife the same way. Like she can take a nap 20, 30 minutes, maybe 45 minutes, something like that. That ain't never really been my thing. Like I can't take a 20-minute nap like that. That don't do nothing for me except make me more tired. And then when I wake up, I'll be mad. So I don't know. Short naps not really my thing, but I'll take about a 2-3 hour nap. Yeah, if I can get it. Yeah, hell yeah.
But
But
at
nowadays,
that point, bro, I'm like, like you said, for a 2-3 hour nap, like how I used to feel the exact same way. But like at that point, I feel like I'm wasting most of the day. Like if I nap at 1 and wake up at like 4, 5, I'm like, damn, like I wasted a good portion of my day. Like for prime example today, we woke up early, had the 8 o'clock service at church. Me and Ashley went to bed around like 1 o'clock last night. We was hanging out, so went to bed late, woke up early to get to church, but I knew I had to drive to Greensboro, which is about like an hour and 45 from where I'm at. So we hung out at her parents' crib, came back to our house to change and whatnot. And it was probably like we got on the road at like 1 o'clock. We got to my house at like 11:30, and I was like, man, I'm just gonna take a nap for an hour because I was tired. I know I had to drive. Set my timer for an hour. Woke up at 12:30. Man, I was good. Drive was smooth. I was wide awake, bro. But old me would have been like, man, that's just a waste of my damn time. I'm gonna just stay up the whole time. But shout out to them hour or less naps, bro. It's just a quick little reset, like a timeout, bro. Just like in basketball.
yeah, facts, man. Sometimes you need that reset for sure. So yeah, if you for any about to be mom, about to be dad, about to be parents, man, fit them naps in when you can, man. Anytime you can get a little bit of sleep here and there, I advise you to take it because your kids they going full speed all day. My son, we got him on a pretty good schedule to the point where we know when he's about to take his nap. And then when he does nap, he'll nap for a couple of hours. But when he's up, it's TTG all day. He TTG all day for real.
Mm-hmm.
So for new parents, make sure you get your sleep, man. You need it.
Hell yeah, man. I don't know if you've been tapped in to like Complex has been dropping like they Mount Rushmores of like a variety of categories. So before I ask you one, were you a Cartoon Network guy or a Nickelodeon guy growing up? Like, what was your preference? Like, don't give me no context. Just Nickelodeon or Cartoon Network.
Nickelodeon, easy. That's not even a competition.
Whoa. Okay. All right. So before we gonna piggyback off that because it's not easy at all. But we gonna I'm gonna stay focused. I do a bad job of going on my tangents. We gonna come back. We gonna circle back to that though because that's a wild statement. All right. So Mount Rushmore is 4. Your Mount Rushmore of Nickelodeon shows. What is it? They actually haven't done Nickelodeon. They did Cartoon Network, but go ahead.
SpongeBob,
Lock.
legendary.
That's a lock. Yep.
I'm gonna say Cat Dog, legendary.
Ooh, that was on my honorable mention.
I'm gonna say Jimmy Neutron, legendary.
Uh-huh.
And I'm gonna say Fairly Odd Parents.
See, that's easy, not a bad list. That's not a bad list.
It's a great list.
But it's a casual list. Like, so here, SpongeBob is goated. SpongeBob, like you said, that's number one. This shit came out when we was in kindergarten. You did not say Rugrats. Insane. Insane you didn't have Rugrats. That's a GOAT show. So SpongeBob, Rugrats. You probably don't even remember, but Rocco's Modern Life. That was in mine.
No,
Yes,
nah,
yes.
nah.
And then
I remember, man. That show was so weird.
that show was
Weird
elite.
ass show.
That show is elite.
I know what you about to say next.
Tell me.
You about to say Invader Zim.
Oh hell no, I ain't watched that shit. I think that, but that show got a lot of hype though. I don't know why, but no, I told you I was on the fence. I ended up going with Fairly Odd Parents, but I had Jimmy Neutron and Cat Dog as my honorable mentions. One show that Ashley is not stuck on, but she always speaks on is Doug. That was on her list. Doug. I don't know if you watched that.
I rock with Doug. I rock with Doug for sure.
I also consider Hey Arnold. I rocked with Hey Arnold a little bit.
Hey Arnold.
Yeah.
That's definitely an honorable mention in my Mount Rushmore.
Now, back to what you said, because now on the Cartoon Network side of things, they had on Complex they had Courage the Cowardly Dog, Adventure Time, Samurai Jack, and some other show. I was like, bro, this list is ass. Because first of all, one of my GOAT cartoons between Cartoon Network and Nickelodeon.
Hold on. I know what you about to say.
I just said
no.
it. Go ahead. No, what?
No.
What you gonna say, Dexter?
Courage the Cowardly Dog.
Oh no, that's in my Mount Rushmore. Yeah, that's in my Mount Rushmore. Yeah. But you said Rocco had weird shit. Courage had weird shit. Courage was a wild show, bro. That was a wild show. I liked it though, but it was the best show. It had more weird stuff than Rocco.
Bro, the moral of the story is like
having
at the end of the day, yeah, you gotta have courage. You gotta have heart.
He used to be like the things I do for love. Dog. The things I do for love. That's a real statement, bro. That's a real statement.
Yeah, man. The moral of the story.
But the fact that you said that was easy, like, because I can go, this off the top of my head, bro. Ed and Eddie, Courage the Cowardly Dog, Dexter's Laboratory, Johnny Bravo, Calvin Chicken, Conan Kids Next Door. Bro, this off the top, bro. Dexter's Laboratory. What am I missing? I'm missing some
Powerpuff Girls, man. Go ahead, throw that in there too.
Oh yeah, Powerpuff Girls, easy. Then if you want to go into a little bit deeper or later on in the years, bro, you got the regular show. Then you got Foster's
Wait. What did Complex say? What did they say? What was they for again?
So therefore was Adventure Time, trash. Samurai Jack, trash. Courage the Cowardly Dog. That's the only one I agree with, and I can't remember what they're. Oh, Codename Kids Next Door. So Codename Kids Next Door. Courage the Cowardly Dog, Samurai Jack, Adventure Time.
Yeah, that shit weak.
You feel me, bro? Like we talking about Mount Rushmore. Like, how in the hell do you not have, like, in my opinion, Ed and Eddie? Like, I don't get it. Like that show was just an amazing show, bro. Or Dexter. Like I said, Dexter was cool as hell. That was like prime time Cartoon Network. Samurai Jack didn't come on to like Adult Swim, so I don't even know why that shit count.
Nah, Ed and Eddie, they was definitely goated, man. They did anything for them jawbreakers, man. They taught you how to hustle. Like,
yeah, bro. See, I was a young dude, like, you know, I thought like pause. But like the jawbreakers, like I wanted one, bro. Like, but you know, Ed and Eddie, them just to be like out this big, bro. You know, the real one's about that small, bro.
Yeah, they made them shits cool though, for real.
Nah, yeah. All right, so, but yeah, Cartoon Network. You can't dare say that it was. That's an easy comparison, man. You must have just been just a Nickelodeon guy, bro. So I'm gonna let you have it.
Nah, it's easy. It's easy. Like way more shows. The quantity, and the quality of the shows were just better.
I'm a quality over quantity guy anyway, and I feel like the quality is pretty bad. Like again, I think I found myself watching Cartoon Network more. Nickelodeon just had like a supreme big three, and that big three during the time when we was growing up, because Rocco was like early '90s, but like SpongeBob, Jimmy Neutron, Fairly Odd Parents, that three right there. And like I said, if you're going '90s, then you got, like I said, all that Keenan and Kel, you got them too. So then you can factor those in. So it all depends if we're going cartoons or
Oh
like,
yeah, I ain't even mention all that in Keenan and Kel, like legendary shows,
yeah. So
propelled careers. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? Like,
yeah.
yeah. I'm happy you add that.
So it just depends on what direction you want to take it. Now, I had another Mount Rushmore for you. So I was watching WrestleMania shortly before we started recording this with my boys. We grew up on wrestling. I remember we used to be in practice at First Ward. They had it on UPN on Thursday. We used to be trying to watch and see what was going on. Who's your Mount Rushmore of wrestlers of all time? Your Miles's list, like you ain't whatever criteria you want. So it could be your four personal favorites. What's on your who on your Mount Rushmore?
Yeah, that's tough. That's tough. I ain't gonna lie. Me personally, I gotta throw Rey Mysterio in there. Legendary. Heart over height, 619. Like he was a legend. So gotta throw him in there. Gotta throw John Cena in there. The
Oh
FU.
my God!
Um,
Go ahead.
what did I say something wrong?
No, continue. I'm gonna give you my opinion. Go continue.
Bro, that's crazy. Your reaction to John Cena?
Continue. Go ahead. Rey
You know
Mysterio,
how
John
many
Cena.
legendary performances he had? Oh my God. He used to
Hey,
beat the
go,
Big Show ass.
bro. Man, Big Show was a man. Come on, go ahead, bro. Go ahead. Go ahead. What's your last two?
Let's see. Is this me? Is this my fandom or is this who I just
Your
think the
fandom.
best is?
Your fandom. So Rey
Oh, okay, okay,
Mysterio,
okay,
John
okay,
Cena.
okay,
Yep.
okay, okay. I appreciate that clarity. Um, I used to be a big fan of Chris Benoit. Shout out RIP Chris Benoit. He had a crossface. Elite. I used
Bro,
to
I don't.
I used to put I used to put
Hey,
my boy Ricky in the crossface every time he came to the crib. I used to put him in a crossface. Shout out my boy Ricky, man.
hey, bro. I don't know if we can. I don't know if we can shout out Chris Benoit, bro. He went out. He wilded out, bro.
Yeah.
He kind of
We ain't even
wilded
gonna
out,
mention the
bro.
allegations. Yeah. We ain't gonna
Allegations
mention
is
the
true.
allegations on here.
It's not allegations.
We ain't gonna
Oh, my boy
mention the man
wilded,
personal
bro.
life.
But
We ain't
okay,
gonna
all
mention
right.
the man personal life, but Chris Benoit, he was that guy for sure.
No,
Um,
he was goated. He was nice in the ring. But Chris Benoit, his Mount
See, you making me
Rushmore.
feel bad. You making me feel bad now because yeah, he did have some shit going on. So yeah, matter of fact, yeah, I might have to take him out.
I'm weak,
God.
bro.
Okay. Let me tighten up.
Oh, I'm crying, bro.
Rey Mysterio, John Cena. I used to. I ain't really like Randy Orton. I thought he was a good wrestler, and I thought he put on a good performance. I ain't really like him, but he was cold though. He was cold. He was a killer. He was a killer for sure.
So
Um,
is he on your list tonight?
I don't know, man. He put on the show. Okay. Let me take that out. Let me just put my top four.
Yeah, give me
All
your
right,
guys.
Rey Mysterio, John Cena, Eddie Guerrero,
Mm-hmm.
and then I used to really rock with Kurt Angle too. Kurt Angle, that was my dog.
I ain't mad
Ankle
at that
slam,
list.
the ankle slam, the ankle lock. Like, man, hey,
Nah, I feel
he
that's
was that
definitely
he
our
was that
era.
guy.
But my list, I respectfully, I think my list is gonna shit on yours. How because you got John Cena. Like John Cena's cool, but I felt like he was just like I don't know. It's just something about John Cena I just don't really rock with. But Jeff Hardy, Shawn Michaels.
Bruh, what?
Whoa. Hey, Watch yourself. Don't disrespect Jeff Hardy, bro. Like, cause the view,
Jeff
I ain't
Hardy
gonna
used
even
to get
say.
his ass beat.
What the hell is you talking about? No, he did not, bro. Jeff Hardy
Beat up.
is probably one of the most famous like wrestlers, especially to the black community. Like his swag, his aura was unmatched. Like the Swanton bomb, I was doing Swantons off the mattress, bro. Like cutting my, you know how Iverson had us cutting the sock and putting it on the arm. Jeff Hardy had us doing the dancing shit, wanting to paint my face and all that stuff. Bro, what you on, bro? Yeah, bro. I guarantee you, Miles.
Bro.
I guarantee you talk to anybody that says watch wrestling, and you talking how you talking about Jeff Hardy, they may want to fight you, bro.
Bro, he used to get
Jeff
beat up.
Hardy's
The
over,
Dudley boys used to throw him through. They used to throw him through the table. They used
and
to religiously throw him through a table.
he
He's
used to
known for
jump off a
getting
20.
thrown through tables.
He used to jump off a 20-foot ladder and swanton two dudes through the table. Like, and then when he beat Randy Orton for the WWE Championship, like it was crazy, bro. He literally jumped from the top of, like, they called it the Titantron. Did a swanton on Umaga. You remember Umaga, bro? the crazy
Yeah, I remember
dude,
Umaga.
bro. He did the twist of fate off the thing on Umaga, bro. But amazing, bro. A showstopper. But back to my list: Jeff Hardy, Shawn Michaels, Stone Cold Steve Austin. I don't know how you ain't say Stone Cold Steve Austin. And last but most certainly not least, it's a toss up. But I'm gonna go ahead and get an edge to The Rock. I'm gonna give it to The Rock. But Randy Orton is my fifth.
Stone Cold was a little bit before our time. Well, I ain't really get into wrestling until he was a little bit before my time, for sure.
But you was watching.
He was
wrestling
cold.
The
Stunner was elite though. The Stunner was elite. I'll give you that. But a little bit before my time, man. You know. And then Shawn Michaels, he used to get beat up too.
What are you? Oh my god, bro. Yeah.
All right. You know Shawn Michaels just get beat up.
No, he did not. He won the
Shawn
first
Michaels
ever.
Was so little.
He won the first ever elimination check. Rey Mysterio was little. I remember Big Show had Rey Mysterio on the stretcher. Had Rey Mysterio on the stretcher. Picked the whole stretcher up of Rey Mysterio on it and banged it against the ring post, bro. And Rey Mysterio fell on his face. Like he literally threw him like a rag doll. Ain't no way in hell, and all respect to Rey Mysterio, he is a GOAT. But ain't no way in hell that man was supposed to be the world heavyweight champion. In the video games, you couldn't even pick him because he used to get beat up so easily. He would literally bruise after 2 punches. Can't even use him in a video game.
Man, on a video game, that's when he was the best. Hey, y'all, you ain't know how to play. I used to beat everybody up with Rey Mysterio.
Impossible. Ain't no way. But one suplex, bro, his back red. You know, he used to show what body parts was hurt, bro. His back would be red, bro.
Hey, nah. You right though. I ain't gonna lie, man. I ain't gonna lie. Like on a video game, boy, it used to be hard to win with him because he was just so small.
Yeah, coach. But nah, man. Yeah, like I said, they them just been popping up on my feed, man. Them little Mount Rushmore. It's like they done had a variety of topics. I was just curious, picking your brain about a few of them, man. But you've been what's my boy, man? What you think about? I wanted to get your input, man. About the I can't think of the kid name right now, but the former Tennessee quarterback who now has transferred to UCLA, but allegedly was requesting more money in NIL. I think he was getting like 2.5 million already as is. Wanted to get upwards of 4 million. And eventually, once it was time for practice of the spring game, he just didn't no call, no showed. And Tennessee announced that they were moving on from him. So what's your thought process about that whole situation, man, this whole NIL deal? Because, apparently, NIL was never supposed to be this. It was supposed to be a way for players to get paid from a marketing standpoint. Like when McDonald's wanted to sponsor a kid, they can do that. But now it's pretty much turning into what school got the most money and what they're willing to pay. So what do you think about that whole deal, man? Making 2.5 million, want more money, and ultimately pretty much not showing up to practice and getting dismissed from the team?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I don't really see the big controversy. At the end of the day, the kid at Tennessee, he wanted 4 million. He felt like his market value was at 4 million. Tennessee didn't want to give it to him. So, I mean, they both parted ways. Like, that's how negotiation works. You know, I know I know this is against kind of like against the grain. You know, I know a lot of people are saying that what he did was wrong, and at the end of the day, you know, you making $2.5 million. But I mean, if he feels like his value is more than that, if he see another quarterback, hypothetically speaking, the quarterback at Alabama makes $4 million, and he feels like he's just as good, or if not better than him, then I mean, go ahead, test your luck. You know, negotiate. I mean, if we're talking about millions and millions of dollars, it's like, I don't know. I mean, NBA players do it. NBA players
Yeah,
hire
NBA.
agents. Agents
Yeah,
negotiate contracts.
yeah, NBA players
And
do
that, and,
that.
that,
But
and
like,
at the end of the day, that's all this is, though. That's all this is. Like, I mean,
okay,
it's not
but
college
listen,
sports no
bro,
more.
you're right. But at that point, NBA players are signing contracts. Like they're signing contracts. Then they're renegotiating upon like when it's the re-signing period or when it's the time frame to be doing that. You're already getting 2.5 million. Tennessee had a decent football year or whatnot, but he ultimately lost money. He's making less money now. So what he was making at Tennessee, he's not making that amount at UCLA because other schools like what he was trying to create was a bidding war, and I don't like that. Like I still feel like there's a medium that needs to be met. Yes, players should be paid. I wholeheartedly believe that. I think players should be paid though not by what school can pay the most money, but exactly what it was created for. Again, like if Cassius is a phenomenal basketball player and Bojangles wants to sponsor him, go ahead. Bojangles can pay him whatever. He can appear in their commercials, wear their gear, he get merch, whatever the case may be. But when it comes to all right, this is Duke, and Duke is going to offer 2.5 million. Now I'm going to go see what NC State trying to offer me. Okay, 3.5 million. Like I just think that takes away from what college basketball to me or college sports is about. It's just like really just that grind, like just the grind of committing somewhere, doing everything in your power, building that bond with your teammates. But now it's just like, well, shit, man, I ain't, you know, I understand maybe transferring. I'm not playing as much, or the system ain't right for me. But I think I deserve more money, so I'm out. Like I don't know. It just kind of rubs me the wrong way. Like I feel like kids should be allowed to transfer. They should be allowed to transfer, but I'm thinking like they should be allowed one free transfer to where they don't have to sit out, unless it's like due to family situation or whatnot. But I don't even appreciate number one what you're missing practice. Like you just no call no show or you don't show up to practice or whatnot, all because again you trying to negotiate more money. Like I don't disagree with that. Like I feel like you're turning your back on your guys. At the end of the day, especially the timing of it. Like obviously you've entered the football's college football season gonna be started up. They're doing spring and shit right now, bro. So when did this whole ordeal come to fruition? Like when did you start having these thoughts? But to like right before the spring game or right before spring practice, whenever you just don't show up. Like I don't agree with that at all.
Yeah, I mean, I'm on the same side as you, just in terms of, this is not what college sports is about. Um, Running away from the grind. Like, yeah, I agree with all that for sure. I think you're 100% right. But I mean, that's just the new day and age in which we live in. These kids are making a lot of money, and I mean, it's to the point where if I'm the quarterback at Alabama and I feel like I'm really, really good, and then the quarterback at Florida is getting $5 million, why should I not get $5 million? And I know it's selfish, like it's a selfish way to think about it. But at the end of the day, I mean, these guys they want to make as much money as they possibly can. They want to build generational wealth for their family. I can't really knock that. Like I said, I think it is
We talking
totally
about
against what college sports is supposed to be about. But I mean, it's a new day and age. They do it in professional sports all the time. Jeff T talk about on his podcast, like it was a year where he was averaging like 18 and I think it was a contract year for him, and I think he was averaging like 18-8, and his agent said his market value was such and such. All right, so the line's right here where, well, I know a point guard is averaging 20-9, so therefore I should be right, and I should be making just as much as him because we averaging damn near the same amount in terms of our stats, our production. So I mean, why are these college athletes not thinking the same way? They should. I feel like they should. I think that's not a bad idea.
I don't know, bro. I disagree. Again, like you said, generational wealth, bro. 2.5 million. That's a lot of damn money to throw football. And then, in NCAA, you got to play at least 3 years. So I mean, he manages money right. Which, if you're already getting paid that, you're probably already on scholarship. You probably stand on campus, or you got an apartment that they're probably paying for, because what NIL is now is just pretty much what booster can provide the most support. Like I don't know, bro. But that's neither here nor there. I just, that just piqued my thought process. I hope that, his folks claim that, the transfer was due to Tennessee style of offense. Like it didn't fit his repertoire, to say the least. So, you're going to a more pro style over at UCLA. So we'll see how he panned out. I wish I remembered his name off the top of my head, man. But another topic to kind of dive into, bro. These NBA playoffs. What you thinking so far? Did you tap into any of the games yesterday?
Yeah. I did. I think the main one that stuck out to me was Clippers and the Nuggets. That game was sensational. Great game. Two high level
talk
teams.
About that roller coaster of Russell Westbrook.
Yeah. We talked about it. We talked about Russ a couple podcasts ago. I was saying, man, I ain't really like his play style. I still don't really like his play style, honestly. But I will say
that
this:
shit was stressful.
He made some insane plays down the stretch on both spectrums, good and bad.
Yes,
I feel like he had a couple. he had a couple one-on-one fast breaks where, he took bad shots. He attacked when he really didn't have to attack. Ended up throwing up bad shots. I know he didn't make. I don't know if he made like the last play of regulation. He had the rock. I don't even think he got a shot off. I don't know if it was his fault or not, but
nah, it was his fault.
He had to. Oh, okay, yeah. I know he had the rock at the end, and he didn't get a shot off. That was crazy. But he made some big time plays down the stretch. He got some big offensive rebounds.
Big three.
And then that defensive play.
Big three.
Yeah, in the corner, right?
Yeah, bro. Like, hit the big three. Had a bad shot, the non-shot at the end of the game. But prior to that, 15 seconds on the clock, the Nuggets are up 1 or 2 or 1 or 2. He drops at 15 seconds to go, misses the layup. But luckily, the Nuggets get the offensive rebound. Yeah, the Nuggets get the rebound. But I'm like, bro, what do you? And that was right after he had hit the big three. But it's just like, bro, what the fuck is you thinking? Like, what are you thinking, bro? But like, it was just like a roller coaster. Because then, like you said, he makes a good defensive play. And like Jeezy said, the same things that make you laugh and make you cry. Like that's Russell Westbrook. That epitomizes him, bro.
Yeah, facts. And that play that he made at the end, getting that deflection, and James Harden ended up knocking that out of bounds. Like, the IQ that you have to have in order to get that deflection, I feel like he read the play exactly how it was diagrammed. He shot the gap, got a deflection, ended up going out on James Harden. Like, that play is way harder than what it seemed. It was a really good play, but I mean, if you really dissect that play, I mean, he read it exactly how it was supposed to happen, and he ended up getting the deflection. So, that shows IQ. That shows feel for the game. And I mean, that's just a winning play. At the end of the day, it's not like a sexy stat or anything like that, but I mean, that damn near won them the game. So, shout out Russell Westbrook, man. I still don't think the Nuggets about to do anything. He make a lot of bonehead plays, but he made, for every bad play that he had this past game, he made up in a different way. Whether it was an offensive rebound, whether it was a deflection, whether it was a big time three. Yeah, man. Highs, lows, ebbs, flows. that's his game. Shit, that epitomizes him. So, shout out Russell Westbrook.
Man, I think this is honestly the best matchup in the first round, though, bro. Like, I really feel like every game for them, I think it's going 7, and I feel like every game in this series, like they're matched up very well. And I love the way that Kawhi's been playing, love the way that Harden's been playing. Norman Powell's been a good third piece. And we already know what the Nuggets are about. MPJ really didn't show up yesterday. So I mean, he's gonna have his games where he's hitting his shots. But yeah, Westbrook stepped up big time. Jamal Murray had some big shots down the stretch. Jokic going Jokic, so that goes without saying. But another game that really caught my attention, I guess, like in a negative light, was the Timberwolves beat the shit out the Lakers, bro. They beat the dog shit out of them. But I'm gonna be honest
Yeah, it
with
was
you,
bad,
I'm
but
not, you weren't surprised?
yeah, I wasn't surprised. I wasn't surprised at all. Like, I mean, I think the Lakers are good, and I think the Lakers still gonna win the series. But LeBron has historically had that like fill out game one. He
True.
basically downloaded information, as my boxing fans, that terminology. He's just trying to get a better feel for what the opponent's going to do offensively and defensively. He wasn't his normal self. Luka was Luka, obviously. He played really well. I do feel like the Lakers need to make some adjustments, though. I feel like they do a really good job of packing the paint, collapsing on drives. And, I mean, that works. Don't get me wrong, but, I mean, if a team is knocking down a whole bunch of threes, then I think you got to make an adjustment. If you're going to pack the paint, if you're going to try to cut off drives, if you're going to try to show up at the rim, and then these teams just going to kick out for a wide open threes and they're going to knock them in, and you're going to have to make an adjustment. So I'm eager to see what JJ Redick is going to do. I do feel like they'll play Jackson Hayes a little bit more, just to give a different look. And I mean, at the end of the day, I think this series is going to go 7, and I think the Lakers are going to pull it out. But I was very impressed, though. I was very impressed with the way the Timberwolves played. They knocked down a lot of threes, man. They shot the hell out of the ball, and they got a lot of open looks. So, I think a lot of people are saying,
about 5 of them.
Yeah, he shot it well. I think a lot of people are saying like, oh, they're not going to shoot it that well again. But I mean, they generated a lot of open threes, and NBA players hit open threes. So we'll see. We'll see how it goes. We'll see the adjustments that need to be made. But I do feel like the Lakers need to go back to the drawing board, and I feel like he's a good enough coach to figure it out, and it'll be a different team their next game out. So, what you think about it? What was your thoughts about it?
Man, you hit the nail on the head though. But one thing I give the edge to the Timberwolves about is one, chemistry. Like we've pretty much seen the same roster, obviously with the exception of Julius Randle and Cat, their trade, but pretty much the same core guys. Mike Conley, Anthony Edwards, Jalen McDaniels, Rudy Gobert. 4 starters. They've had the same 4 starters, I feel like, for the past 4 years, 4 years. And defensively, like they're really bought in on defense. Like if their offense ain't clicking, they can rely on their defense. And I think the cohesiveness is going to be tough for the Lakers to combat. But then I look at the Lakers, when you have Luka Doncic and LeBron James, like there's just no way that like I feel like you're going to be counted out. Like I would be a fool to say the Timberwolves are going to win this series. I do think it's going to go 7. Do I think the Timberwolves can win this series? Yes, I do. But I'm not. It's Bron, bro. I'm not betting against Bron. I'm not betting against Luka. Luka has done a lot with less. Excuse me if that makes sense. But like you said, adjustments got to be made. I think they got to force the Timberwolves on the interior, man. Like force them to beat them in the paint. Don't let Minnesota get so many open looks. Maybe you live with Anthony Edwards getting his and make sure everybody like Naj Reid can't hit 5-6 threes. That can't happen. Like I feel like when teams make that decision like to let Jokic go for 40, they tend to be in a good position to win those games. But if Jokic is able to get other people involved as well as get his, that's when teams seem to struggle with the Nuggets. So I think defensively, Lakers gonna have to make a decision. Like, all right, maybe we let Anthony Edwards get his, but we cannot allow anyone else to have a game like Naz Reid had. I think McDaniels hit a few, like you said, they hit a lot of threes that game, man. But most of them were wide open because I think they were hesitant on I don't think they really got anyone that can stand in front of Anthony Edwards. So they got to figure that out as well.
Right. Yeah, they really
Now,
don't. They really don't. They don't have nobody that can stay in front of him, and therefore he draws so much attention. He draws so much help. He just kicking it out to wide open shooter. So yeah, I mean, to your point, maybe they need to stay home a little bit more and play Anthony Edwards 1-on-1. Try to keep him out of paint.
Just make it tough.
See how that goes.
Yeah, make it tough for him.
And I think they'll do that. I think they'll do that. I think that's a good adjustment for him. I think that's something they can easily implement in game 2. I would want to see Bron. I want to see Bron guard Ant a little bit more.
See, and Coach, you know what's crazy? I would love to see that too. Like that thought went across my head, but I mean, he could because he has Luka. I was gonna say, man, Bron go drain too much energy doing that, but because he has Luka, he can kind of take a step back on offense. Because Luka is Luka. And be like, I'm going to lock in on defense. I kind of feel like that's what the Clippers do. Like Kawhi has his moment where he's in with the second unit and where he's the scorer, but when he's on the court with Harden has the ball in his hands, and Harden's the one that's doing what he doing. Kawhi is very off ball. But Kawhi on defense is the primary defender. I think, to your point, Bron should take more of that route and guard Anthony Edwards. Now, the only other option, if it's not Bron, would probably be like a Finney Smith. But even still, man, I just what I seen a few times yesterday too, man. If the Lakers switching everything, if Luka's on AD, it's over, bro. Like it's nothing Luka can do with Anthony Edwards. It's nothing he can do, bro. So yeah, but they got to figure something out. Maybe blitz his ball screens. I don't know, but did you see? Now I didn't watch the game because, like I said, I was out with the fam. I was on the road, but OKC won by 50 today, bro. I think the biggest win in Game 1 history. I think it was 51.
Yeah, I watched the game. Them boys went crazy, but they're just better, in my opinion. They're just better than Memphis. But I do feel like they made a statement. Like
51.
No, they definitely made a statement. They made the statement of like, all right, we here. Everybody saying that our number 1 seed is a fluke. Nobody really has them coming out the West. Like nobody. I haven't heard anybody say OKC's coming out the West, even though they've been the most dominant team. Even though they damn sure been the most dominant team in the West.
I'm biased. But I don't want to face the Lakers. Like we don't match up well with the Lakers, bro. If I'm being honest, especially since they acquired Luka. As long as we don't see the Lakers, bro, I feel like we got a great shot. The only other team I don't want to see would be the Timberwolves, because I think we split with them in the regular season, and I mean they match up well with us too. I feel like we can compete with everybody else. We're damn near perfectly constructed. Shea didn't even have a Shea game, we still do what we did, but like having Shea, of Lou Dort, all first team all defense. Still got Case and Wallace and Wiggins coming off the bench. Chet and Isaiah Hartenstein is our 4 and 5. Amazing. 2 guys that can protect the paint. Chet stretch the floor out. Hart going to defend, Hart rebound. Jalen Williams, he gives us 20 a game. We got deep, we got depth, bro. And our home fans are winning in playing in OKC. Having home court advantage is going to take us a long way. But I get it, though. I get it, man. I like on paper, like you just feel like something's missing. Something's missing with this group. And I understand it, but again, when you top 5 in offense, top 5 in defense, that's for a reason. And I feel like at the end of the day, the playoffs are going to come down to defense. And I think we showed today, like we holding them. I think at one point, bro, in the second quarter, because I was following on ESPN, the Grizzlies had 2 points. OKC had scored like 24. It was like 24-2 in the second quarter.
Shit, yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, bro,
let me ask you this: Why do you not feel like y'all match up with the Lakers? I feel like that's the team y'all match up with the best with.
Since they've acquired Luka, bro, like Luka's unguardable. I feel like Luka is unguardable. I feel like they got size that can match with us, and then Bron just does a good job of dissecting us. I think they force Shea to have to defend more. multiple ways to attack us, because even with Austin Reeves had a game earlier this year where he killed us. So they got multiple ways to attack us. And then we have two guys with that IQ such as a Bron and a Luka. I just found out that we struggle with, like, our past two games we played them. If Luka didn't get ejected, we probably lose that game. The game prior to that, in which they had Luka, they smacked us by 20. Now we won the first two games prior to them not having Luka. Adding Luka to that piece, man, just makes it more difficult for us defensively. And that's something I feel like this year we pride ourselves on, outside of Shea, doing what he does, averaging 32 a game. So I think Luka's just a matchup problem for Oklahoma City. And why that is, I don't know. I mean, he's a 6'8" unicorn, and I mean, he's just a tough matchup, a tough guard, and can get his bucket at all three levels. It doesn't mind facilitating. And then on top of that, you got a surgeon in LeBron James from a mental standpoint. So Bron's too damn smart, bro. I think Bron's too damn smart, and having Luka as your I don't even want to call him a Robin. Having Luka as your 1B, it just gets scary, bro. It just gets scary.
Nah, I respect it. I feel like you giving the Lakers they flowers, but I think if y'all match up with them, I think y'all can beat them in 5. I think y'all can beat them in 5. I mean,
I hope you're right.
Who gonna guard Chet?
I mean, that's valid.
It's no matchup. It's no matchup for him. I was very impressed with Chet today. When y'all was up like 30, 40, like, he's still playing super hard. He's still sprinting back on defense. He's still blocking shots. He's still protecting the rim. I love how Chet played. I know he's super skinny. I know people say that he kind of soft.
He got a motor, though. He got a motor, yeah.
He got a motor. He played hard. He got high IQ. He got good feel for the game. And he not scared. Like, he not scared of nobody. He contesting every shot at the rim. He don't care if he get dunked on. He don't care if he get put on a poster. Like, he going for it. If you got a big like that, then y'all got Isaiah Hartenstein backing him up. Like those are two quality big men to go along with Shea. I love Lou Dort. I love how y'all guard defensively. That's one thing
Caruso
I noticed
too.
today.
Didn't even say Caruso. Caruso is a great defensive piece. But we got three guys, and I'm not including Shea, and Cason Wallace, Lou Dort, and Alex Caruso. Those are three elite perimeter defenders.
Yeah, facts. And, like, every coach has their philosophies on defense. Some coaches like switching, some coaches don't. I feel like Lou Dort, Cason Wallace, Caruso, Jalen Williams, they're really, really good defenders. They're really good at getting through screens. Lou Dort, he damn near impossible to screen because he's so good at fighting around screens, getting over screens, whatever the case may be. I really like how you guys play defensively. And, I mean, you got Chet protecting the rim to go along with Lou Dort pressuring the ball. Cason Wallace pressuring the ball. Caruso, he going to guard. Jalen Williams, he going to pressure the ball. He going to get in gaps. So, I feel like you guys are really, really good defensively. And I really like the way y'all play, especially on the defensive end. So, I think if y'all get matched up with the Lakers, I think y'all can beat them. And I think it can be in 5, really. I think y'all are just a better team than them.
I hope so, man. I hope so. I hope we don't see him, but if we do, I hope you're right. And then that was the game earlier. It really just been a bunch of blowouts. The Celtics blew out the Magic. The Cavs ended up winning by 21 against the Heat. And I think the game that's on right now is the Warriors and the Rockets. I think this is going to be a really good series, too. Rockets getting a 2 seed, man. Like, that was – I'm not going to say it was it was surprising. Like, I wasn't expecting them to be as good as they were this year. I think Udoka's a good coach. I mean, based on what he did in Boston, but he obviously has a way to connect with his guys, a young core. Of course, and then you got Fred VanVleet, who's got a championship experience. Steven Adams, who's been a part of winning organization. He got a championship experience, but he's got a good young core, man. And I like the way the Rockets are playing. It's going to be a tough matchup against the Warriors, especially with having Jimmy Butler. Add him to that piece, man. I think that series can go 7 as well. So I guess early on,
how you feel about that? How you feel about we ain't even talk about the Knicks? We ain't talk about the Knicks and Detroit.
I think it's gonna be a good series. I think when I say good series, I think each game is going to be good, but Knicks in 5. I think Detroit's going to steal one. Detroit's going to get one in game 3 or game 4. It's going to be a gentleman's sweep. The Knicks just Detroit had a good regular season. The Knicks just they're gonna have too much for them. I think when it's all said and done, the Knicks are gonna be the better team defensively, which is gonna matter in this series. Jalen Brunson's the best player on the court. Shit, you seen what he did in the fourth quarter yesterday. Going for 12. But Detroit again, I think it's gonna be a series that the Knicks need, like to keep them humble. But again, I think every game's gonna be close that they're gonna end up squeaking out of. Like Cat's gonna have a big game at some point. Of course, Jalen Brunson, he's gonna do what he do. But then you got Mikal Bridges, Josh Hart. I just feel like the Knicks are they're too well constructed and too much for Detroit. K's gonna have games where he's gonna have a game in which he struggles. And I feel like the Detroit's headed in the right direction, but the time just ain't now. They made it to the playoffs. They tripled their win total. Kudos to them. Great job. But Knicks in 5.
Knicks in 5.
Yeah, Knicks in 5. Like I said, I'm gonna go in and say like the Pistons will probably win game 4, lose game 3, win game 4, fly to New York, take that L. See you in Cancun.
Are the Knicks contenders to come out the East?
No. I don't know what it is. I don't know why that is. But sometimes they do have offensive lapses. You can't have offensive lapse against the Celtics. Can't do it. I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm not scared of Cleveland, bro. They remind me of the Hawks back when Teague and Al Horford and all them. They remind me like they had a good regular season, but I don't. They're not scary to me, bro. I think if it's not Boston,
Right.
if it ain't Boston or I ain't gonna lie, bro. I'm not sleeping on Milwaukee either, bro. Like if Dame come, I'm eager to see how Dame is game 2. I know Milwaukee just lost. But Giannis went crazy. He didn't really have us any help. Kuzma didn't even score. Bobby Portis had his first game back in 25 games. But it's something about Giannis and Dame that I like, bro, that I felt like we haven't even seen the best of yet. I didn't even know they were a high-scoring duo this past season. But so long as Dame, and shout out to Dame, shout out to God for, helping Dame out with his blood clot situation and him being clear to that, man. I know it's a scary situation, bro. So I hope Dame's able to come back healthy and help this Bucks team. But I still think Boston coming out the East, but I don't think the Knicks are a threat. And their record. I think their record against the top 3. I think it was god awful, bro. It was bad. Maybe like 1-12 or 1-13 or something like that. Like it wasn't good at all. They struggled against the top 3 teams in the East.
Yeah, I'm really happy that Dame's going to come back, and it's always good to see Dame in the playoffs. So I mean, I definitely can see Milwaukee doing some things. I do feel like they're going to beat the Pacers. I really do. I know they kind of struggled at game 1, but I think Milwaukee will come out of that series. I think that's actually going to be one of the better series in this first round for sure, because they definitely got a little rivalry.
Yeah.
Last game, Damon, Tyrese going back and forth.
Love that.
I can't wait for Dame. I can't wait for Dame to get back on that court. He gonna go at Tyrese so bad.
Bro, Dame said go down there with that shit talk, man.
You fucked up.
Bro, I don't yeah, bro.
You messed up, bro. Tyrese, you messed up. If you listen to this, this is your fault, dude.
He only talks when they're winning, bro.
This L is gonna be your fault.
You ain't that. And when I say you ain't that, like you're a good basketball player, but you ain't. We talking about Dame, top 50 all time, like top 50 all time, like as voted by his peers. Like how we done seen you shit. You started this year off ass. Like we seen you what you was on. You ain't play on the Olympic team. You was the ass man. You didn't play. But like the whole point of it is just like you are front. I don't like front runners. Like talk when you down. Talk when you down, talk when you up. You know what I'm saying? If you're a talker, go ahead and talk. Like Draymond gonna talk. Jimmy Butler gonna talk. Guys gonna talk. No matter what it is, they gonna talk. Holly, bro, go ahead. Like you ain't. And then he don't do all that talking on the road either. When he at the crib, when you comfortable, you know what I'm saying, bro. When you got your little audience, you might buck up. But when your audience ain't there, like that's why Dame was probably like, bro, what you? Nigga, I know you, bro. Like, and then he told me, and I'll beat your ass. Like, like, come on, bro. Like, you don't even real open shit, bro. Like, you don't. So I'm very excited for Dame. I hope Dame is conditioned. I hope he good to go. Hey man, go in and bet Dame overs, bro. Dame's going to go. Dame about to go at his neck, bro. And see, Hallie ain't no guard. Hallie ain't the type to play defense either, bro. So don't try to hide, man. Come on this island. Come get this work. Come get this work. Clear out. What Kobe used to do? Clear out. Let's have this dance. Yeah, let's have this dance, man.
No. Yeah, man. Shout out Dame, man. Top 75, one of the greats ever. Lace him up, man. Can't wait to see you back on that floor.
Yeah, man. So yeah, bro, I'm eager to see how the rest of this play out. You know, probably next time we talk, most of the series would be about wrapped up and everything, man. But for the last topic, man, I wanted to conclude unless you had something that you wanted to cover. Did you have something that you wanted to talk about, Coach?
I wanted to say one thing, and I wanted to get your opinion on it.
All right.
And it's about the playoffs. It's about the playoffs. So I watched the Celtics play. The Celtics end up beating the Magic today. We mentioned this on one of the previous pods about me not really being a big fan of Jayson Tatum, especially when he was at Duke. You know, at Duke, he started to come on towards the end, but he wasn't great at Duke. In my opinion, he wasn't great. I feel like Tatum is a shot maker. I think he plays really good defense. He can score at all three levels. He's a champion, obviously. With all that being said, I do not like his game offensively. Tatum, I watched the game today. He settles for way too many jumpers. Sometimes he stops the ball. He's a ball stopper at times. I don't like his decision making sometimes. And when I say decision making, I'm mainly talking about when he chooses to attack, when he chooses to settle, when he shoots fadeaways. Like, I think he's the type of guy that can get any shot that he wants. So I don't necessarily know why he settles for step back jumpers, contested jumpers. I mean, just a whole bunch of ISO move, step back threes. Like, you can get downhill anytime you want. Your first step is out of this world. You beating everybody, especially when he catches on the wing. Like, he can get to any shot that he wants, but I don't understand why he settles. He settles for all these contested jumpers, settles for step back threes. It was a possession today where he had Wendell Carter. Yeah, he had Wendell Carter guarding him. Wendell Carter, 6'10", kind of slow on his feet, not very agile. Like, he got him on the wing. No, he was at the top of the key. He had him at the top of the key. Like, plenty of room to operate. Like, and he just shoots a step back jumper and he, like, bricks it. You know what I'm saying? So I don't really understand why Jayson Tatum settles as much as he does to be as good as he is. Like, he just settles way too much. I just don't like. I don't like his game, bro. I really don't. I think he can score the hell out of it. I think he can score at all three levels. I think he got every move. But his shot selection is not my cup of tea. Let me get your thoughts on that. Am I tripping, or talk to me about that?
Coach, I don't think you're tripping at all, bro. Like, Jayson Tatum, which is why I feel like his shooting percentage ain't nowhere near as good as it can be. Because, like you said, he can hit shots, but like, it is a lot of like step backs and like shit that's just difficult. ISO, like you said, dribble, step back left, step back right, shot. I really feel like Jayson Tatum should take more of a mellow approach, Carmelo Anthony, like using the mid range, but that's going to lead me to what I was about to say. Like, I think that's what Joe Mazzulla wants. I think he wants threes. Like, any way y'all can get them, take them, because we feel like we can make more than anybody else, top to bottom. Going to the bench, no one. I think Joe Mazzulla and the Celtics feel like no one has the ability to make more threes than we do. I think that's why the game, from what I was following, was as close as it was. Because at one point, I think Derek White was the only dude really hitting threes. Because I think Jaylen Brown was struggling from the three, Jayson Tatum was struggling from the three. Al Horford had only hit 1 3 from the time I was watching. Porzingis didn't hit one. But to answer your question about Tatum, I think Tatum that's it gets hidden a lot because the Celtics are so deep and so skilled. So he kind of gets away with it. But like in the playoffs, when things tighten up, like I think things are going to be more of an alert. Like again, the Magic ain't got shit for the Celtics. Honestly, the Celtics are really, they're perfectly constructed to win a 7-game. It's hard to beat them 4 times. But as you said, just as it relates to Jayson Tatum, he can make his games. His game is too difficult. He can make his shit so much easier, way more efficient. I think he needs to work on his efficiency. We know what you're capable of doing. We know that you can score the ball at a high level. But just because you can do that doesn't mean you should be taking bad shots. I actually had that talk with one of my players this past season. He feels like he's a good shooter. He's a phenomenal shooter. But just because you're a phenomenal shooter doesn't mean you should be taking bad shots. Take quality shots, and
Right.
I guarantee you the percentages are going to follow that. So with Tatum, like, yeah, we know you're elite, first team All NBA, but damn, like, you don't have to drip. Like, you can. Your team is so like, if Tatum is, no one's gonna pack the paint on y'all, so you can probably get to the free throw line more and get to the rack more. I'm already knowing, because if they pack, just kick the shit out. Tatum could probably easily average 25 and 7 assists, 8 assists, easily.
Yeah, that's to your point. Like, it's set up for him to be dominant. Like, you got shooters all around, 1 through 5, but y'all all shooting threes.
Damn.
So I mean, the defense is gonna be spaced out. The defense is gonna be spaced out. The defense is gonna be hugged up on shooters because they don't want to give up threes. All right, that's giving you wide open driving lanes. Like, get to the rim, put your head down, pause, put your head down, put your shoulder down, get to the cup. Like, can't nobody stop you. You should be shooting 12 free throws a game.
Easily,
nobody
bro.
can really
Easily.
stop you. Nobody can stop you one-on-one.
Prime example.
I mean, to your point, I feel like
Warriors.
That's what. Yeah. Facts. But to your original point, I feel like that's what Melo was good at. Like, he was a bull getting to that rim. He was a bull touching that paint. Like,
yeah,
he would put his shoulder down. He would put his shoulder into your chest, get you out the way, get to the rim, and score the ball. You know what I'm saying? Like, he had a phenomenal mid range. Don't get me wrong, but like his first mindset was, I'm getting to that rim. I think Tatum needs to develop that mindset a little bit more, and I feel like it's set up for him to do so.
Yes.
But he just ain't really tapped into it yet.
And most of Melo's ISO touch, when he went ISO 1-on-1, was from the mid post, 17 feet from the basket. Tatum was ISOing from the 3, making shit difficult. Like, stop it, bro. Like, you again, just because you have the ability, don't mean you should. That's just how I feel about it. I'm gonna just leave it at that.
Yeah, facts.
I'm gonna just leave it at that, man.
Yeah, facts, man. Tatum, he nice though. I want to give him his flowers, but like, I think he should be in the conversation of best player in the NBA. Like, when you think about the best player in the NBA, you don't think about Jayson Tatum, and you really should. And it's set up for him to do so.
I don't think Jayson Tatum is going to ever get that credit of best player in the NBA because of how deep the Celtics are. Like, if Jayson Tatum doesn't have a good game, and the Celtics can still win by 20. Like, that's how much of an elite shooting team that they are. They're elite defensively, and their depth is fake. Like, having Porzingis is a cheat code to me. Then you're bringing a vet such as Al Horford off of the bench. They're going to have 6 man of the year in paint pressure. Derek White is liable to go for 30 at any, just off his shooting, and then he's one of the best shot blocking guards in the NBA. Jaylen Brown, he's a great 1B. So with Tatum, like, it's just like your value isn't going to ever be magnified because of y'all are just that damn good. And this is no knock to you. We know he's that damn good, but it's no knock to him. Then it kind of goes back to Team USA and him not playing it that much. Like, someone has to take the back seat, and Tatum and Tyrese Halliburton, y'all are those two guys.
Yeah, facts.
But man, I wanted to ask you a question, bro. So you and Mariah have been married come May, May 5th, right? Y'all will be married for how long?
Going on
4 years.
4 years.
4 years. That's a beautiful thing, bro. So, what would you say to young viewers? So, those who are aspiring to be married one day, those who may be engaged or in current marriage, what would you say is the key to um, happiness in your marriage as it relates to you and Mariah? Like, what works for y'all? What would you say if you had to give them one cheat code, like one nugget to your marriage? What would you say?
Yeah, I would say the shit is not about you. And what I mean by that
That's
is
deep.
it's gonna be times where you want something for yourself. You might want some time to yourself. You might want something materialistic. You might want that for yourself. You might want to do for yourself. But I mean, once you make that commitment, once you tie that knot, it's not about you anymore, bro. You are forever bonded to this person. And at the end of the day, you're not in this alone. Like, you have to work as a team. You have to be cohesive. You have to adapt to your spouse's expectations of living. You have to adapt to everything, and it's vice versa too. It's not
Yeah,
just
for sure.
Miles has to adapt to Mariah. She has to adapt to me as well. There's certain things that I don't like that she adapts to. It's certain things she doesn't like that I have to adapt to. I think that's one of the biggest things to me. Just knowing that it's not about yourself, and then once you bring kids into the equation as well, it's like it's really not about you. Like,
Mm-hmm.
you damn near put yourself in the back seat, and it's not nothing negative about it. I think some people might hear that and be like, dang, you taking a back seat, but it's not like that at all. I put myself, I try, at least I try. Sometimes I fall short, but I put my wife before myself. Simple as that. I put my boys before myself. Simple as that. And that's not even, and that's just the foundation. Like, that's just the mindset that you have to have going into it, in my opinion. Everybody has what works for them. But I make sure to put my wife at the forefront. I make sure to put my boys at the forefront. I'm second. And I mean, if you can have that mentality of, putting your spouse before you, I think you'll step ahead of the game. Like, I think you are putting yourself in a really good position to have a long lasting marriage, and a beautiful, healthy family. So I think that would be my best advice to give somebody, just to sum it up. Put your spouse first. No matter if you're the husband in this situation, no matter if you're the wife in this situation, try to make sure you're putting your spouse at the forefront, and I think you'll be good.
Appreciate you sharing that, Coach. I mean, marriage is definitely a compromise, and some people see compromising as like a bad thing, but I mean that's life, really. Like, at the end of the day, who really wants to give up anything? You know what I'm saying? Like you said, once you get married, man, you can't be selfish anymore. Once you have kids, you really can't be selfish anymore. Um, so it's a compromise, man. Like, again, something we alluded to earlier, the sacrifices our wives make during basketball season. Um, it's a lot on them. Are they happy about it every day? I'm sure that they're not. Will they ever tell us that? No, but they understand that that's the sacrifice that they make. Because they didn't actually be married to coaches. It's not like we grew up aspiring to be coaches, but that's them being selfless. You know what I'm saying, bro? So everything you said, bro, I agree with wholeheartedly. But my answer, I've whenever people ask me this, man, I've had family members ask me just in general, but for me and Ashley, man, we always laughing, man. Like, we laugh damn near every day. We share a laugh, like we just that just helps. I don't know what it is about laughing with her. Like, she's my favorite person to laugh with. She's my favorite person. Like, I love. I don't. I'm not. her, in my opinion, her quote unquote love language is she send me TikToks. So like when she send me TikToks at work and stuff, and I watch them, or like I might bust out laughing. Like I don't know, that's just sharing laughs with her, man. Like we always goofing off, we always laughing. You know, when we say we go out together, like we always, if we get in turn, we always laughing. And I just think that just does something, man. Like we're just so goofy, and I see that pouring on our boys, man. They goofy too. We always, now we laughing with them. So I feel like, if you can just laugh as often as you can, laugh every day, man. Like it'll just help your marriage out so much. We all going through something. We all going through a lot. Days at work might be ass, but if you can just laugh, obviously we're not laughing every single day, but we do laugh almost every day. In some facet, we got shows that we watch, that we download about, man. But anybody that knows us knows that we always laughing, smiling, and joking, for the most part, man. So that's a big key. I feel like, to our happiness in our marriage, man. So I was just curious, bro, because like I said, whenever I get asked that, I always say, man, laugh with your spouse, laugh as much as you can. Because who don't like to laugh, bro? Who don't like a good time? And again, I have the most fun when I'm with her. So that's what I say, man.
Yeah, man. I think that's beautiful, bro. I think that's great advice. At the end of the day, your spouse, wife, husband, whatever the case may be, if y'all find something that can really connect y'all, and y'all really share that bond, such as laughing or something like that. I think that's huge, man. Um, you know, we all want to make sure we're doing our best to be the best husband, be the best wives, be the best spouse that we can possibly be. So, little things like that can definitely go a long way. So, that was actually a really good question, man. That definitely made me think. But yeah, definitely, definitely a big time response for sure. So, yeah, man.